Good morning. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. It's the first cardio talk of the year, and I want to start it off talking about mindset. Mindset is the most important thing when it comes to everything. Changing your life, health, fitness, business, your work life, home life. If your mindset ain't right, you ain't gonna succeed. It's as simple as that. And with the new year starting, all the resolutions that people are gonna have, so many people are gonna have all these things they wanna do, and they're gonna fail within the first 2 weeks. And then I imagine it's probably over 50% of New Year's resolutions are over within the first 2 weeks, probably more than that. And that's all down to mindset. If your mindset's not right, it's just not gonna work. and that's it. Like, for instance, this year, New Year's Day was on a Thursday. That was the start of 2026, Thursday. How many people how many people went out New Year's Eve, got pissed up, whatever, had a good time, friends, family, all that, whatever. New Year's Day, felt rough, tired, didn't necessarily get on it, but, out late, crap sleep. And they're like, right, from Monday I'm eating clean. I'm going to start training or whatever from Monday. Everything's Monday. You're already lost. You've lost that battle. Because that's not, the start of the year was Thursday, mate. Like, not Monday. Not 4 or 5 days later, whatever it is. And that is the reason why most people fail, is that mentality, that sort of mindset of, all right, from Monday, well, why not today? Why not now? It's Saturday today, 3rd of January. Why are you waiting until Monday? You look at it like a competition. How many people started on Thursday? You're already last place, mate. You're already losing. Because somebody said, right, first, I'm on it. From New Year, that's me. I'm going after it. And then all you Monday bunch, you've lost. The battle's over. So you're gonna start Monday, and I reckon by Thursday, you're gonna, that'll be it, it'll be out the window. Because your mindset's wrong. So that you need to reset the mindset. And I also think in resetting the mindset, you've got to start small. You can't just, right, from the new year, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, I'm eating clean, I'm doing it. You can't do all that. It won't work. It's too much too soon. You should spend the first month, right, I'm just going to start walking in the mornings. Yeah, before work, or walking in the evenings, however you fit it in, just start walking, getting some steps in, 10,000 steps a day, and that should be your starting point. Say, right, no chocolate or junk, don't worry about your meals too much, but no chocolate and junk, no fizzy drinks, or only sugar-free ones, that should be your start. You need to do baby steps. So if for the first month or the first couple of weeks you focused on just getting your steps in every day and cutting out the junk, what you're having for lunch and dinner, don't worry too much, like that sort of thing, but just cut out the junk and get some steps in. Maybe, even if you can get to the gym 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, push-pull legs, you've hit your whole body, you're done, yeah? That's sorted. That's good. That's plenty for the lifestyle sort of individual, that just wants to tone up, look a bit better, be healthier. That's plenty. And then from there you build, right? So, and you'll be surprised how much that will do for you in the first month. But then from there you can go, right, I'm getting my cardio done every day. I've cut out the junk. I'm training a few days a week. Right, now let's actually sort the nutrition out, because you'll be in a better place. You've already started the reset of the mind. You know, the mind is now used to getting your steps in every day. It's used to not having all the sugar, because that's going to be a big fucking thing. That's going to hit you hard. When you start cutting out them sugars, you are going to feel like absolute shit at first. But a few days after that, you'll start to pick up. So then you start looking at your nutrition. Right, what am I eating? You know, right, can we clean up that food? So even if you're having like, you know, how many people eat like breaded chicken? And then you start to clean that up. You start to take that out. Let's not have the breaded chicken anymore. Let's just have chicken breasts. Yeah, or swap the chips out for, I don't know, sweet potato. That sort of thing. Introduce a bit of rice, chicken and rice, mince and rice. Like, you know, don't get battered fish. Just have like proper fish. You know, just some smoked fucking whitefish would do. That's my go-to is just smoked whitefish. I'm not a massive fish lover. Smoked whitefish, that's plenty for me. But that's it. It's mindset, little changes, and then after 3 months, it'll be normal. 3 months into the year, and the regular training, the steps, the eating cleaner, you know, maybe still not perfect, but the cleaner eating, you know, you'd be surprised just cutting out chocolate and crisps and sugar-free like fizzy drinks, what that will do to you. So yeah, start there. That's how you need to attack it. Build the mindset up. You've got to train it. Training the mind is the same as training in the gym. It's not just going to wake up one day and you're going to be perfect. That's not going to happen. You know, very, very few people can be like that. Myself included. I spent my first month, I wasn't even training. My first month in December 23, I was just walking every day, making sure I hit my steps. I was trying to walk in the mornings, walk in the evenings. I sit down a lot for my job, so getting the steps in, I have to actually go and do the steps, you know. But yeah, I spent the month just walking and cleaning up my food a little bit. And then I started training, got on a plan and coaching and all that sort of stuff, yeah. So, but I spent a month getting myself in the zone, getting myself ready. And that's what you need to do. Build a foundation, otherwise you will crash and fall off. And then this year will be like every other year. You had all the intention to start with, then you forgot about it, and then you thought, fuck it, what's the point? Because that's a weak mindset. And that's okay. Because the mindset can be trained, but you got to want it. So start with a mindset. And the same goes for work and business. The mindset's got to be right. And the better you feel, you know, the more energetic you feel from eating clean and exercising, that will all pay off, and that will all be reflected in your work, because you will feel better at work. You'll be more productive. You know, you'll be more tuned in, more dialed in into building your business and pushing it more. You know, it's not always about working more hours. More hours isn't always the answer. It's how you're spending that time, how much of that time is, you know, wasted. You know, if you're operating at 60% all week, but you can take it to 80% all week, that's quite a big jump in output, yeah? But again, that's all mindset and energy levels, and that'll all come into it. So before you know it, you're more productive at work, you know, you're more focused, but it's not going to happen overnight. And it ain't just gonna happen. You gotta make it happen. You gotta want it. And again, that's mindset. Most of you don't want it. You think you want it until it comes to it, and then you don't want it. You ain't got it in you. You ain't got the minerals. Yeah? You're all big man at fucking, on the weekend down at the pub, getting on it thinking you can fight everyone. You can't even win the fight in your own head. Yeah, you're getting outworked by your own brain. Your own thoughts are beating you. Yeah? That's pussy mindset. You need to fix that up, because the older you get, the harder it's gonna get. Yeah? And the worse a position you end up in, the harder it's gonna be to get out of it. You know, I ended up at 20 stone. Well, if I'd have sorted it out a couple of years before that, I'd have probably been 15 stone or something, 16 stone. Well, I'd have had a lot less work to do, a lot less damage to repair, you know. From losing all the weight, I got skin problems, you know, loose skin and things like that, and that probably wouldn't have been there if I'd have done it 4 stone earlier, 5 stone earlier. But that's punishment. That's a reminder of the abuse that put my body through for all them years. And that's something I have to deal with, yeah, which psychologically some days, it's hard, it's shit, I hate it. But in other days I'm like, well, it ain't that bad, you know, you're not 20 stone and dying anymore. So we all have these battles. Some days you win, some days you lose, but if you get up every day and if you're meant to be at the gym that day, well, you go to the fucking gym. You don't feel like it. Yeah, well, they're the ones that are gonna make the difference then, aren't they? If you don't feel like doing something and you go and do it anyway, that is gonna have a bigger impact on your life than in the days when you're right up for it. Yeah, in the days when you're full of beans and you're up for going to the gym, and you'll go to the gym and have a good workout, lovely, you'll feel great. But on them days where you really don't want to, and you still go and do it, you will sit down afterwards and you will feel even better. And that's a promise. There will not be a time where you don't want to work out, you go and do it anyway, and afterwards you will sit, almost pat yourself on the back like, yeah, that's a well done, you did pussy out for a change and you cracked on and you got it done. And that builds stronger mindset. That's going to make you a stronger person. And that's what you need in all walks of life. So, a little short one today, but that's it, mindset. Get it right from the off. Got a big year ahead, and it's all about taking opportunities, creating opportunities, and going after it with the right mindset. So let's go get it, people. See you soon.